Hello, it's Annabelle here, also known as AB Animation Limited, with the final instalment of the Glass Sculpture Building tour mini-series. The build has been finished after all these months. This is part 4, in which we'll cover all the way up to the top of the building. Last time we just came out of the rooms here, the arrivals area from the hangar bay, and we're going to start off by looking at the Vampire Space Program headquarters, which is, as you can see, 150 blocks up the building. So let's go into these actual staff only areas. We've got offices all along here. Office number 1, and office number 2. Then we can go into here, and we've got drawers. This is the an office that I called the astronaut office. I don't really know why. And we have a bit of a staff room here. It's like a central office area with a photocopier, etc. It's generally just kind of an office area, because it's obviously where, and now this is basically a circle. This is space programs, offices and everything. We'll have the secondary server hosting here, which is a backup server for the local area network in the Glass Sculpture Building. Oh, and by the way, if you haven't seen the previous parts of the tour of the Glass Sculpture Building, I suggest you go and check them out, otherwise most of this might not make any sense. So we've got a bit of the archives here, which I would imagine will contain such things as information on all the various spaceships and designs that the Vampire Space Program has developed. Here we have the executive office, which is a big open office where the people in charge of the Vampire Space Program will assemble to discuss things. And we have the head office here of the director of the space program, and his private living quarters just behind there. Just lead through, we have a small bathroom, some storage rooms, and then a bedroom. So that's pretty much that. That's pretty much the Vampire Space Program headquarters on this particular floor of the building. Not particularly important, but this is one of a few floors where you can get up to the next floor with stairs instead of the only way being the elevator, because you can get to the elevator right there, as you can see. This is basically, let's take a look at what it says. These are the living quarters, apartments and visitors' rooms. So basically the idea is that new arrivals can come straight up to the visitors area directly from the decontamination room. So here we have, I think this is supposed to be the main guest room. I've made it so you can turn the light on and off. Pretty much all the rooms look exactly like this. They have a glass tank in the corner, a jukebox table, dispenser, bookshelf, and a bedroom with a chest, and usually a lamp. Now there are a couple of other rooms that only really make any sense if you understand the lore behind the story of the director, which of course the Glass Sculpture Building is based on. So this stuff here, this says Vincent's quarters. Vincent is just a character basically. None of it really matters that much. Only this is just one of the 2 personalised suites, I guess. Living quarters. So we've got a big table. This is one of the only rooms that has a computer, and a much larger bedroom. So Vincent and Dracula's quarters are the 2 large rooms basically, because they're some of the more important ones. Because none of this stuff actually matters, but I don't know. I suppose it's just there for backstory purposes. Like I say, it doesn't really matter. And then we have small generic rooms, maybe for the workers of the Glass Sculpture Building, because the director doesn't do everything himself. So there'll be all manner of like workers and people who work in the offices upstairs and the space program. The producer is another character as well. His quarters, and that's that. Pretty much the rest of the apartment level is in this style. Although I've tried to put in a different colour carpet into each room. So we've got like red carpet in there. We've got obsidian, another red carpet. There's a lot of red ones. Planks, another red. There's a lot of red, green, blue, white. They kind of vary a lot. So that's pretty much all there is to this floor. So let's head into the elevator and continue with this. So this is now the top of the main elevator shaft. We can't get any higher than this. Now, if you remember, way back down at the bottom on the first part of the tour, there was the lower defense deck. Well, this is the upper defense deck, lower entrance. Dear. Time. Yeah. There we go. So, as you can see, the elevator comes out here, and the new one, the secondary elevator, which is like a private elevator to the private parts of the glass sculpture building. This starts here. We'll go up there in a bit, but first, let's show the upper defense deck. There's a bit of a storage room there. I don't know why I just put it on to fill in some space. So we have some sort of like an area going around here, as you can see. And this is where we were earlier. You can see from the windows to the bedrooms. Now, the windows here are similar to what we had on the lower defense deck with the various weapons fit in. Also, you may notice these big. I might have to get outside to show these, but the large holes here in the building. This basically here are the projectors for the shield generator, which you can see if you fly inside the thing. Here's the shield generator, basically. It is a hold on, dear me. Right, it's basically a like an energy shield, science fiction type thing that protects the building from attack. Projected out of these here. So that's that, and why there? It's because there's stairs. Okay, so if you come up further, you can see here we have these. This is like a big energy core type thing here, which provides power up to the secret weapon on the floor above this one. Then we have the Transylvania Foundries Mark IV heavy artillery. It's basically a massive cannon, and there's two of these. Very high power shells, basically. So that's pretty much them. Just big artillery pieces sitting in the upper defense deck. So let's just move on up to. We're going to go now to the basically the command center of this whole like defense system, the Vampire Armed Forces command center. So we've got all kinds of like monitors, a planning table, control panels. Here we have a kind of seat for the commander of the defense, or maybe even the commander of all the vampire armed forces in general. So it's quite an important role, I suppose. So this is going to be like obviously the command area for not only the defense of the glass sculpture building, but any vampire fighting units in general, no matter where they are. If that makes any sense. It doesn't matter if it doesn't make any sense because it's not really important. But here is the this is basically the secret weapon. It's a super laser, and it is based off the super laser on the Death Star in Star Wars, the weapon that can destroy planets. As far as the backstory to the Star of Directs goes, the super laser in the glass sculpture building isn't nowhere near that powerful. but it does leave a fairly decent sized crater, so obviously it has a load of buttons and switches, have controls for aiming the laser. Then we need to charge it up, so flicking this will charge the laser, and this takes some time. So let's wait for, there we go. Now that laser's charged, we this light here can start flashing. This is like a warning light, because obviously we don't want anyone in there when it fires, otherwise they'll be cooked. These switches here kind of just like, I don't know what they do. Most of them don't do anything. And then this here is obviously supposed to represent firing the laser, which activates this, which is obviously for light beam, which goes through the crystal, activating the laser. So obviously that will shoot and cause massive damage and destruction. So obviously this isn't actually doing anything, it's just a representation. I can't really do all of this stuff within Minecraft, so within the Story Director lore. So anyway, in here is the actual firing chamber, as you can see, an emerald block crystal, and then the big firing tube which comes to the exterior of the building. Should also probably show the redstone that went into like that flashing light and everything. So that's here it is, a redstone clock. The input from the firing ready light into this AND gate here goes up to the flashing light on the ceiling. We also have a lot of repeaters for the charging thing, and lights there which go onto the top of the from the activation lever on top of the lights, which is basically I suppose you can figure out how it works. It's not too complicated, but that's the redstone that went into that, if you wanted to know what that looks like. So let's move quickly on. Don't want an excessively prolonged episode, so let's go on up. This floor here is just kind of like generic offices. So example of a generic offices is it has bookshelves, computer, and a big desk and a painting. That's pretty much all there are in the offices, and there's quite a few of these. Like I say, they're just generic part of the glass sculpture building in general, and the activities that take place in here. There's a lot of organisations that run from here, as we've already seen, the Armed Forces, the Space Programme, and the next one which we'll go up to is the High Council. This is like the ruling council of a vampire kind of like civilization that we've seen. This is like a big ruling council, so we've got Dracula's directors, of course the owner of the glass sculpture building, some other characters, Vincent for example. And I apologise about sniffing, I don't know why my nose has suddenly gone rather blocked up. I don't know why, I was fine all day, but I wonder if skins are still broken. Yep, they are. That's just brilliant. So yeah, the High Council is really just it's a big room. I've tried to make it look kind of like dark around the outside with the obsidian and everything, so that's that. It's of course a very important place in the story of Director. And now the throne room of the Director. Obviously, this the glass sculpture building is his domain, all the way down to the surface there. So here's his throne. Nice roof spots here, and this here is the this is probably going to make the whole story seem even weirder, because basically there's a time machine involved. This isn't really such a massive part of the story for Director, but it links in. It's part of a separate story involving a time machine. That story did kind of start around the same time as the story of Director. This is a basically it's a time machine, and it was part. It has been incorporated into the story of Director. So let's go through, and oh dear, lag spikes, 3 FPS. So here's a time machine. which, as you can see, is kind of like the Doctor Who TARDIS type thing going on here. So that's that. Pretty much. Yeah. Time machine. Mark II model number 13379,000. Managed to throw 2 memes in there. Although, no, I know one of them's a meme. Not sure about the other one. But anyway, back into the elevator. That's the throne room. That's where the time machine is parked. Anyway, here we go now into the kind of the one of the most important parts of the building. This is the director's private quarters. Kind of got an entryway, like hallway area here. You can go out onto the kind of like this area here with a whole like fire area. So we're getting very close to the top now. The elevator stops at this point, so you're going to go by stairs. We have the director's vault, which contains some of the most important precious materials. Have vast amounts of gold, diamond, emerald, lapis lazuli, bedrock, pumpkins, a few Easter eggs. If you get that Easter egg, then they're awesome. Spawn eggs. Disc 11. I said before in one of the earlier parts of the top that Disc 11 is basically a cursed disc. I mean, its appearance in this vault is kind of an Easter egg between Minecraft and sort of the director. Kind of like a lore of Minecraft thing, in fact. Disc 11 is, I don't know if this counts as a spoiler for lore of Minecraft or not, but it's like a cursed disc. And it makes an appearance here in the glass sculpture building as a bit of an Easter egg, separate from all the other music discs which are in the saloon further down. So now we get the dining room. So this is kind of like all where the director lives. I mean, I've said for glass sculpture building it's the director's home, but this part of it we're in now is kind of the part where he actually lives. So we've got a little closet there and another one there, and here's the actual dining table, as you can see. And now the living room. So there we go. That's just the living room. Also, I haven't shown any of the secret areas yet, but this is the first one that I will show, and it's this, the director's secret office. So this has, this is the director's office basically, and also it does have a way up into his bedroom. Now we come to the control room. All the systems in the glass sculpture building can be controlled from here, but it is private to the director. So we've got the main control terminal and all the switches and levers, etc. And then we have stairs that lead up to the hallway and the director's bedroom. That down there leads back down to his office, but the director's bedroom is the pretty much the top level. We've reached the top of the glass sculpture building now. We've got his balcony, far above the clouds, and well, yeah, that's the top. We've seen pretty much all of it now, so I mean, you could go up a little bit higher. This is basically just the roof access, like so. But now, as you may have noticed, we are at build height 256. So, as you can see, I can't place any more blocks. Oh, apparently I can, that's weird. I don't think I'd be able to do that. Anyway, well, apparently it's only some blocks. But basically, that is the top of the glass sculpture building. We've got like a bit of a roof. And there it all is, the whole thing. So let's just so let's just head back down to the bottom and show the whole thing. It's about where we start today. All the mobs still there, the paintings. This is where we start. I remember this actual tour is one of my of more oldest videos actually. So this is kind of mini series of creative mode tours of a glass sculpture building. It's been going quite a while. In fact, I looked at my video manager, and the last instalment of this was uploaded in like July, so it's about time I updated you guys on the progress of this build, and that is that it's finished. So let's open the doors. So there we go. We have, in order, the entrance hall, the control room and the galleries, museum, the lower defence deck with a plasma gun cannon, the furnaces, the animal storage pens. I think I missed out the warehouse, the glass sculpture warehouse, the Vampire Academy, the library, the entertainment area with a lava swimming pool and the saloon, the supercomputer processor and the cinema, the dungeons, the glass sculpture presentation hall and the big balcony, the garage or garage for American, an area here so that the clouds don't come through the floor in any of the areas, the hangar bay, the Vampire Space Program, the apartment areas, the upper defence deck, the super laser, the Vampire Armed Forces control room, the officers, Vampire High Council, throne room, the director's private quarters, control room and his bedroom, then the mast or roof, spire, whatever you want to call it, and it's been a very, very long build this. I mean, I haven't built it non-stop, obviously. I've had like breaks of up to a month at a time building this, but there you have it. That is the glass sculpture building, and I'm probably going to make a Mediafire account and put this up on Mediafire for people to download and take a look. I generated this map back in April, so it's been a long time getting this far. Early on as well, I built it all by hand without the help of World Edit. So yeah, that's that. So let's round off this video. If you liked this video, a like would really be appreciated. Subscribe for more. Don't forget to leave feedback in the comments. Thanks for watching. That's all from me. Bye bye.